police responded to reports of gunfire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
Law enforcement, sadly, has become accustomed to scenes like this.
Revealed that 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz confessed to police that he was the gunman who shot up Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Let's go! The gunfire lasted less than 10 minutes, but this morning new details are emerging of how the terrifying rampage unfolded.
Could an intruder get into KHS?
Oh, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Just because, so the doors are unlocked at passing times,
right,
so the kids can get from place to place. But you know, who's to say? And we all do it. You know, we go to the door to let ourselves in. There's a UPS guy, and we're trying to be polite and hold the door for him. But who's to say it's not a UPS person? You know. And so I think we all have to kind of shift our thinking to almost to the point where we're thinking anybody could be a threat to us.
How would you define your role?
If something happened?
Yeah, if something were to happen, or
if a real event happened, my job is to go to that event and stop it the best I can. That's pretty much what my job is. So if there was an active shooter in the school, I would go to that and take it, either neutralize the threat or take him into custody, whatever the situation may be.
So in Florida, according to the sheriff, the officer stationed at the school was in the parking lot for the entirety of the shooting. Do you think that's kind of disheartening, or what kind of?
Yeah, I can see that. For our jobs here, my job here is to go in that building if I'm outside and take care of the threat. I'm not sure what happened in Florida. There's speculation, but years ago we used to train where we couldn't go in unless we had backup with us, and then we'd go in. But now if times have changed where they want that first responding officer to go in and take care of that threat. Yeah, that's a bad situation.
You know, another concern that comes up quite a bit is how we're responding to or being cognizant of students with some social emotional challenges. I'm of the philosophy that if you're proactive and you get to know your kids and you understand when someone is in conflict or in crisis, that you can provide help to that person so that they don't get to the point where they feel like they have to do something like that or want to do something like that. So I think it's a double-pronged approach. I think you have to be preventive with your physical plant and making sure you have safe schools, but you also have to have those really strong social emotional supports for kids and adults too in the schools, because I know there was a recent incident where they closed the Washington public schools in Washington, Missouri because of an adult issue. So, you know, it's not just kids that are vulnerable to mental illness or social emotional challenges.
So if someone says that there is a possible threat to the school, we are going to 100% investigate what the actual threat is and the perceived level of the threat, not only with us as a school, but also bring in the authorities, police, and anyone else that needs to, but the police is the first step. And communicate is the key. Communication of knowing there is a threat, and also with the person that it's being targeted towards, making sure that that person knows that that's
right.
we're going to do everything in our power not to have a threat against the high school and or community.
Do you feel safe at KHS?
Not really.
Do you want to explain it?
Yeah, it kind of sucks. Like I wish I felt safe, but because of everything that's been going on and because of, it's just I don't.